This man right here, a lobster diver, has transfixed the world with his story about being trapped in the mouth of a whale and spit out into the water afterwards. But is it all a hoax? Has he fooled media outlets across the world? I think he has. I think this is a hoax, and I'm going to try to show you why I believe that. First, let's go to him telling his story. This is this Cape Cod lobster diver that says he was along the bottom scuba diving. He got caught in a humpback whale's mouth, and then the whale shot up to the surface and spat him out.
I thought to myself, I struggled, and he was like contracting his jaws on me, or his muscles in his mouth, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to get out of this with sheer brute. It's either he's going to let me go, or this is where I'm going to die. And I really thought, this is where I'm going to die. And I can't believe I'm going to die in a whale's mouth. And all I could think about were my sons and my wife.
All right, so he's thinking about his family. He's trapped in the whale's mouth. And these are the emotions he's displaying as telling us this story so far. As we go along in the comments, tell me what you think. Is it a hoax or is it not? Now he says he had a flash in his mind that said, well, what if I just hang out in here for a little while? I could spend 30 minutes or so in this whale's mouth in my scuba diving equipment because I've got oxygen.
My mom. And I thought it was just over. And then I thought, well, what if I just stay in here until I run out of air? I could be in here another half an hour.
Because you had scuba gear on.
Because I had scuba gear on and I was breathing. And I was in his mouth and he's just swimming along. And I'm like, oh, my God.
How long did that go on?
It went on for about 30 to 40 seconds.
Okay, 30 to 40 seconds is very important. He's saying he was in the mouth of this humpback whale, fully inside, mouth shut, in the mouth of the humpback whale for 40 seconds, let's say. And this whale was along the bottom, which must have been pretty far down. And it rocketed up to the top, to the surface, within that short period of time, which is something that'll do a number on you if you're a diver with any experience. You know this.
That I was in this closed mouth and struggling and just thinking all these thoughts. And then all of a sudden I saw light and white water everywhere. And all of a sudden I was thrown from his mouth. He was shaking his head, trying to eject me out of his mouth. And I got thrown. And the last thing I saw was his tail going down, and there I was, just laying on the surface. And my mate, he follows my bubbles when I'm underwater, while I'm diving. So he was right next to me, and he came right over to me and got another guy to help pull me aboard.
Well,
so
what did they
not
see?
What happened to you?
They didn't. They saw the ejection, like when the whale came up and threw me out, but they didn't see, he ate me when I was down on the bottom.
He ate me when I was down on the bottom, says this Cape Cod lobster diver. Is he pulling a hoax on the media? Well, trust me, it's not as hard as you might think. I did it around March of last year, and I've done it before. Coronavirus cruise ship quarantine supercharged our sex life, says couple. And this is me and my girlfriend on a cruise ship we never went on. And the New York Post bit this story. They bit that we were hooking up on the thing because it was a blast being on this ship, and that we were drinking like crazy and partying and yada, yada, yada. I would have paid extra, they said, if I knew the perks. And they ran this insane story. It's still up, at least as of now. They might take it down after this video on the New York Post website. It's not hard to fake the media, to hoax them with a story like this. Here's just a couple of these places, from the Cape Cod Times to NPR to CNN, who all ran this wild story of a man stuck in the mouth of a humpback whale. But was he really there, as the Cape Cod Times says, as the BBC says, with humpback whale gulps and spits out Cape Cod lobster man? And then, well, It is the New York Post saying this after all, so maybe grain is salted. Cape Cod lobster man's whale of a tale sounds fishy, experts say. At least one doctor at the Cape Cod hospital that treated the lobster man, who claims he was nearly swallowed by a humpback, expressed skepticism about the whale of a tale. He reportedly, this is the important part right here, he reportedly ascended from a 45-foot depth, so 4.5 stories underwater, in 20 to 40 seconds and didn't have any evidence of barotrauma. This is according to the emergency room doc. A person traumatized by such an encounter should expect more serious injuries, such as hearing loss, because of the sudden change in water pressure from that depth. They also said all he had was some soft tissue damage, no broken bones, no serious injuries. He was in the mouth of a whale, and it rocketed up out of the water and spat him out, and he's got like some soft tissue damage, and he went that fast in the water to the surface. Meanwhile, a Massachusetts lobsterman told the Post that people in the fishing industry are finding the story hard to believe. It's a first ever that this would happen, according to an anonymous lobsterman. For a guy to be in the middle of that giant school of fish corralled by a whale doesn't make sense. They said, while rare, there have been incidents of humpback whales swallowing humans. Yes, of course it's happened. But could a whale swallow a person? A whale could not swallow a person. A humpback whale could not swallow a person. Their throats, their esophagus is about as big as like a pie plate. It's not big enough to fit a human down. There have been some close calls. Here's a scuba diver almost getting gulped up by a whale. Those fish, that's what the whale's chasing. Here's the diver. There's the whales. And as you can see, that was indeed a close call. We'll go to the full screen on it and watch one more time. Look, the diver is right here. The whales are right here. There's two of them. And this one certainly looks like it may have a mouth large enough that it could have fit that diver in there. But they never would have swallowed it. Would this be something that could happen? Or is this guy hoaxing the media to get attention for, I don't know, question mark reason? Tell me what you think in the comments. What is your theory? Do you believe this guy? Or do you think it's a hoax? And if so, tell me why. If you enjoyed this video and you want to share it with a friend, please do hit that share button. I'd greatly appreciate that. Those of you on Facebook, you're getting videos like this every single day just for subscribing or following in the case of Facebook. Facebook.com/The News Junkie. Hit that follow button. Subscribe over at YouTube.com/The News Junkie. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll talk to you again real soon.